Welcome back to the channel. Lovely to see you again. We're back in the Outer Worlds, and we're going to continue where we left off from last time. That's usually the best way to do things. So, yeah, back in Outer Worlds, and I believe we are supposed to... Where am I? Yeah, we're supposed to convince Zoe to return back to the Botanical Gardens. So we're going to go get her. We've already met her, of course, and she's down here. I was just familiarising myself with my objectives and things like that, because it's been a little while since we played it. I know, yes, it's been a little while again since we played things, and I forgot how to pick stuff up. There we go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. How did I miss a bit cartridge? How did I... What? Alright, so yeah. Outer Worlds, and we're going to try... I don't know when this is... It's a fairly short game, if I remembered correctly. So... Because the things I've still got to complete, I'm going to try and do some binge recording some days, so even if I can only get a couple of videos at a time, at least that's them all recorded, done, blah blah blah. And that is us. Zoe, how the devil are you? Haven't seen you in years.
What I wouldn't do for a Wentworth.
Okay. I've been sent to find you. I need you to clarify something for me.
I'm great at clarifying.
Okay. Why did you leave camp?
I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find but a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse? I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them.
Okay. There was something else, actually.
I've got all the time in Halcyon.
I've been sent to find you.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, don't make me drag you.
This is where I belong.
Oh, please. Persuade, I think that's locked. I can't imagine you're happy out here. Food's awful, company worse, except for me, of course. And no serial dramas. Shit. Alright, I'll be back. Well, what the I need my persuasion to be up to 30, but it's just... There's just none of it. I didn't check this place out, did I? Sure. Alright, so... Christ, what am I supposed to do now? I'm supposed to go back there and tell them that she's not coming back? Is that an option? Will that complete the quest? Or do I have to somehow get my persuasion up? Because, I mean, that's a whole level we've got to do, or at least, maybe a couple of levels, maybe? And then I've got to max out all my points on it. Alright, let me see if I can talk to... Oh, what's her face down here? You're not what's her face. You are what's her face, but I'm not.
What is it?
Oh, sorry I jumped. Hold up, I've spoken to this guy before. Yeah, I spoke to him in the last... I'm not sure where the save game I've loaded, I'm not sure if I've...
You hungry? We got canid ribs. Something I can help.
Okay, so the save game I've loaded up, I haven't spoken to him yet. Even though we did in the last
You mean Zoe?
video.
Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off.
Oh, so maybe I'll just zoom through these. What happened is the days we disappeared before we've done
Zoe
these.
and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom.
Yeah,
She
so
never
we've done
turned up.
this.
I looked around, but she... You sound like some type of corporate...
Yeah, I'm not corporate, bitch. Tell me about Zoe.
Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics.
Okay, I'll skip past. What was that about, surprising Zoe?
The other day I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day.
Was she acting strange before she disappeared?
Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd.
Hold on, there was some... any chance you can let me copy the mass marketer there?
Not much of a chance, no. Mind if I ask why you're interested?
No. Zoe's living with marauders nearby. I need something to tempt her back to camp.
Zoe's living with marauders? Yeah, that sounds like the sort of sideways, sprat-brained plan Zoe'd come up with. Yeah, it could be you're telling the truth. Or maybe you're trying to wheedle me into relinquishing my only copy of The Masked Marketeer. It's a collector's edition after all.
I have no interest in your sad little cereal. Look at my face. My persuasion's fine here. Do I look like I give a damn about your damn show?
Yeah, you're probably right. A true fan would have displayed a gleam in their eye upon hearing the words collector's
And then
edition.
jizzed all over the place.
Here you go. Latest copy of The Masked Marketeer. Tell Zoe we're all waiting on her.
Right, yeah, right. Okay, so... Okay, I guess it failed for Zoe because... I'm sure I saved after this guy, but I suppose not. Oh well. Alright, I'm back. This time I don't need no persuasion. I stopped jumping now.
Ever consider the Marauder life? It's pretty sweet.
Sometimes, but someone told me your favourite cereal.
So you tracked me down just to gab about the Masked Marketeer? I am impressed.
I've got it here. Yours if you promise to go back.
You actually have it? The episode where Lord Cavendish reveals he's been the Masked Marketeer
Thanks
all
for
along?
ruining it, you stupid cow.
All right, you convinced me. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is going to be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Take care. The times have been up and down this bloody road. Well, I can't watch the Masked, what was it, Marketeer? Because she just spoiled it for me. Cheers, Zoe. Right, I've been up and down that road umpteen times. Up and down, more times than a horse drawers.
What is it?
Okay, Grace. I talked Zoe into coming back.
We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway?
She joined up with a band of marauders. They hadn't hurt her. Something about wanting to be an outlaw. I'll not get into it.
Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Okay, I'll leave you be. Whoa, level 6, woo. Okay, skills, perks, let's do this. I'm gonna get my dialogue up a bit. Ah, intimidate, huh? Yosh. Tech. Yeah. Leadership, I'm going to get that up as well. Because it looks like I've been kind of neglecting it. Apply. Companion abilities. You can command your companions to use their special abilities. Oh. Nice. Alright, give me my perks. What will I do? Alright, there was a little bit of confusion there with the perk thing, but I think I got it again. Alright. What were we doing in this place in the first place? Let me check my journal. No botched. Ooh. Comes the power. Workers are banning Edgewater. Eve Thompson. Divert the power from the... Okay, so these are like kind of the same. Oh, they are the same, I suppose. General plan with the first... Ooh, without speaking to Adelaide. If you divert power to the Edgewater without giving her fair warning, she's going to be upset. The plant's massacre... Okay, so we'll have a word with her first. Just to keep things nice and sweet. And this... Ooh, looks nice in here. Looks nice.
Oh gosh, it's so pretty.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna take this. Oh, no, 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 no. I pressed the button before I saw it was red.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside.
Hey,
If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
oh, you must be Adelaide.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers.
That's
But
sweet.
yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea.
Ooh.
I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
I bet it hasn't. Oh, Reed sent me to make peace with you.
Reed Thompson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
You're living off power that belongs to the town. Come back to the cannery. That's about it.
Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Reed asked me to divert power over to them. He mentioned a geothermal plant.
He would do such a thing. Question is, why would you agree to his plans?
I just need to dosh. Your camp has a power regulator. I need it to repair my ship.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
What did I do last time? I think I got these guys to go back, actually. What have you got against the town?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
You made your point clear enough. I'll see what I can do. You throwing that in her face. I don't much like you throwing that in her face to get me on your side. So I'm getting really protective of this last now. What do you against the people trying to make a living?
It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation, and then they're tossed into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery.
Ooh. What happens to Edgewater?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
I actually quite like the idea of this place thriving. You think Reed's just trying to spite you?
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
Okay, I'll consider it.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, huh?
I noticed you mentioned your dad a lot, but never your mother.
That's on account of how I never met her.
Ooh. You mean she's dead?
I don't rightly know. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here.
Is that normal?
Well, I don't know about normal. Dad said she worked under some kind of special contract. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers.
You mentioned something earlier that I wanted to ask you about.
You mean about the mission being too clean?
Mm-hmm. Possibly. Isn't it supposed to be clean? It's a church.
I know, but Vickers says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vickers sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
You're a mechanic. Whenever you see a machine, it's in need of fixing.
Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me.
In the bar, you asked if I was a drinker.
Sorry. I know, it's none of my business.
I like a drink now and then.
It's not like I think it a failing, mind. It's just I live right across the road. Most nights I watch folks out my window. When they come in here, they might be happy or sad. Mostly they're tired. When they leave, they're mad at themselves. Or they stumble into the alley and I listen to their hearts breaking.
You're very sensitive, aren't you?
Am I? Well, it's just normal to me. Why isn't everybody else, I wonder?
Why aren't you allowed in Morose anymore?
There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12.
Jeez, that's a hell of a grudge to hold. That must have been forever ago.
Sure, but folks got long memories around here. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of Zero-G rolling out the front door and into the road.
Ooh, the curiosity of a child. And then breaking all your shit. And of course, once again, we have a notification that I should have muted. You picked the lock of venom. Ooh.
Well, sure. They're not tough. Even back then, before I got real good at that sort of thing. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch, making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of Zero-G?
Go on.
Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Moreau's still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
Alright, let's get back to it. It's good to always now and then, just have a chat with your companions, because they can get you missions as well. So we're off to the thingy plant. Divert the power, yeah. Okay. I'm thinking we divert the power to the botanical garden, and mainly because I think the last time I played this, I diverted it to Edgewater, so yeah, I think I'd just like to see Edgewater without power. That should be pretty cool. Alrighty, ooh. Sugary drink, last 30 seconds. Don't really need stuff. Maybe later on in the game I'll go to the vending machines. Oh, I can hear a little shit. Ooh. Oh, those things don't really hurt you. Alright, I think we're golden.
Go away, Phantom!
Oh yeah, there's someone in here.
You're not real. You're not real.
You're not real, you're not real.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Thank you, Parvati.
Here they come!
Oh shit. Where? Where? Okay, you're going ahead. Okay, so much for mind the steam. Light blorp.
That's the last of them!
Okay, time to divert.
Where'd they go? If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
Okay, what have I done? Alright, what have I done now? What have I got to do? From the geothermal plant. Plant's power to the botanical lab, depriving Edgewater. Okay. I guess it'll just tell me.
Processing security.
Oh god, I'm all over the place. Oh. Oh yes. Okay, this is much better than any of the projectile weapons I've got. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this handy. I forgot, can you use... Nah, I don't think you can use ladders in this.
The last.
Well, I guess the power is... I guess the power's on. I guess it's just... We just have to choose whether to... where to switch it to.
Once we do this, there's no going back.
That's true.
Hey, mister?
Oh.
Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
I don't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I
Oh,
think it would
crap.
be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
Damn it. Reed tells me Edgewater's going to die without workers in power.
Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred?
God damn it, Bravati.
Well, sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
Shit. I think I'm ready to
Sorry,
make a
I didn't
decision.
mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
Mm-hmm. I barely listened to you. I'm glad you did. I like hearing from you.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
In that order did they put them in? God damn it. Oh, I wanted to do something. I don't really want her to have like a bad opinion of me. You know what? I think I might just cut off the deserter's power and just give it to Edgewater.